Even though the Minnesota Vikings might be just a little snug against the cap, we all know. Yes, the Vikings are $16 million over the cap, but things can be reworked. There's always money in the Bananstad. Trust Rob Brzezinski to get things done, and my white whale is hitting open free agency. Brandon Scherff, offensive lineman, right guard for the Washington, Commanders, the Commies, whatever. Former Iowa Hawkeye is going to hit the market finally, and for years, like if you've listened to the podcast from back in the day or watch the channel, we've been championing at the bit to get Scherff in free agency or trade for him or just reunite him with Kirk Cousins. And now, given Scherff's history with Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips and Minuski on the other side of the ball, it is time to bring Brandon Scherff, the pride of Denison, Iowa, bring him back home, put him in a purple jersey, and let's go. Let's go, man. And also, reportedly, per Judd Zulgad, Brandon Scherff's got a little interest to be in purple as well. Judd Zulgad, go. There are indications Pro Bowl free agent guard Brandon Scherff would welcome the opportunity to sign with the Vikings, according to tips my podcast partner Phil Mackey has received. Scherff is from Denison, Iowa. Now, that's not Rick Denison, Iowa. That's Denison, baby. Woo. Played college football for the Hawkeyes and would like to play closer to home. The 30-year-old was taken with the 5th pick in the 2015 draft by Washington and has had the non-exclusive franchise tag placed on by Washington the past 2 years. $15 million in 2020, $18 million in 2021. He was slowed by MCL injuries in 2020 and 2021 and hasn't played a complete season since 2016. Past 3 seasons, he has played 11 games. Spot Rack estimates Scherff's market value at $38.9 million for 3 years, which would make him the NFL's 6th highest paid guard in terms of annual average at $12.9. Now, I understand that Scherff getting a little bit old, right? Just turned 30, as well as he hasn't played a full healthy season since 2016. I do not care. Because when Brandon Scherff is on the field and on his game, he is bar none one of the best guards in the National Football League. He is. And he still has a couple good years. I would say 4 minimum good years of football left in him. And why not be with the Vikings there? And it continues. There promises to be plenty of competition for Scherff's services, and the Vikings would need to clear significant cap space to make the contract work. The Vikings are $16 million over the cap, according to Over the Cap. The new league year starts on March 16th, so the next few weeks will be key for general manager adofo-mensah to clear up cap space. But really, Rob Brzezinski, I mean, come on. And begin trying to repair the rooster. Among the teams that would be in on Scherff 5-time Pro Bowl selection are the Bengals, Jets, and Raiders. Now, the Bengals makes a ton of sense, and it is closer to Iowa than Washington, D.C. is, but I mean, planes exist now, so that's whatever there. And I understand Kwesi coming from an analytics background. Like, what do analytics say on overpaying an older, off-injured guard? I don't know there. If the Vikings could plug in Scherff at right guard, that would be a major upgrade for an offensive line that would include Christian Darrisaw left tackle, Ezra Cleveland, Brian Neal, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you're telling me that Brandon Scherff would be an upgrade over Oli Udoh? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And like they mentioned, Spot Rack estimated his contract 3 years, $38.9 million, $12.9 million per year. Now, of course, that could be structured where it's a smaller cap hit in 2022, also a smaller signing bonus, and then really extrapolate things on the back end when the Vikings potentially could be free of Kirk Cousins' contract. They could also take advantage of Anthony Barr's dead cap coming off the books, plus the cap rising at a normal rate in 2023. So, there's obviously ways that, hey, if Brandon Scherff wants to be a Viking, Rob Brzezinski can make things work, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah can make things work, and it would be an absolutely stunning get for the Vikings because there's still a lot of question marks. What's going to happen on the interior? Well, I think Ezra is pretty solid since the Vikings aren't going to go through a dramatic scheme change up front. Also, he did really well last year, transitioning to left guard. Darrisaw is going to be great in year 2. Brian O'Neill is already one of the best right tackles in football. So the question is center and right guard. If you put Scherff at right guard, you're going to be good to go there. And then maybe Wyatt Davis transitions to center, like they had him take a couple snaps in training camp last year, or the Vikings draft Tyler Linderbaum, and they just go full Iowa Hawkeye in the bit. Woo! Don't care, man. Or, hell, don't rule it out that Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips and Chris Cooper, new offensive line coach, can get something out of Garrett Bradbury. I mean, they're not going to pick up his 5th-year option, but maybe the Grim Reacher, which, of course, in very Vikings fashion, in a contract season, just really steps up and gets it done and plays like a first-round pick. Crazier things have happened, but either way, Brandon Scherff, again, he's the guy that I wanted. Well, I wanted him in the draft back in the day Didn't work out. He's been in Washington, been trying to trade for his ass for years, but he's finally going to hit the market, and the Vikings, they can free up the money to go get it, and I understand the risks. I understand that he's older. I understand the injuries, etc. Also, this could be the way to get Kirky Cousins to take the pay cut, right? Where it's like, hey, Kirk, here's what's going to happen. You take $10 million less. We'll allocate all that money to Brandon Scherff to make sure that your ass doesn't die. You love Brandon from your time back in Washington. Kevin O'Connell loves him too. Bring him aboard. And guess what? Would you pay $10 million to make sure that your bones ain't broken? Huh? That you ain't pounding into the turf every single week by an interior offensive lineman, huh? Or when we meet Aaron Donald in the playoffs, the NFC title game for a chance to go to the Super Bowl, do you want Brandon Scherff or Oli Udoh at right guard? What do you want? What? He is the one that you want. Ooh. Take a little less. And also, if given the choice between James Daniels of the Bears or Brian Allen of the Rams and Brandon Scherff, if the cost was all equal, given age, I would probably go with Daniels and Allen, but Scherff is still that dude, man. But if he really wants to come home, bring it on home, baby. Come on, baby. But your thoughts are our thoughts. Brandon Scherff, potentially interested, reportedly. The pride of Dennis in Iowa wants to come back to the Midwest. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.